So you have seen that how important is the metabolism of amino acids, metabolism of proteins. It's not only important because of the because it somehow fulfills the energy demands of our body, but it's also important because its products give rise to, become part of many other pathways. It's also important that any problem in the metabolism of amino acids have really very, very significant clinical uh, repercussions. So that's why I think it will be good if we have a final glimpse of what we have learned until now about the metabolism of nitrogen containing compounds, specifically the amino acids. So if you can see here, we can divide, as with any other macromolecule, we can divide its metabolism into the catabolism and anabolism. As far as the metabolism of amino acids is concerned, amino acids consist of two components, amino component and the carbon skeleton. The As far as the amino component is concerned, that it has to be go towards the urea cycle to form the urea, because ammonia is a very toxic compound, and the human or mammals have devised the way to get rid of ammonia by forming the urea. And then there's the metabolism of the carbon skeleton, which involves or give rise to the formation of pyruvate, acetyl-CoA, acetoacetyl-CoA, fumarate, succinyl-CoA, and so on and so forth, out of which the compounds which give rise to the formation of acetyl-CoA, acetoacetyl-CoA, they are the ketogenic, while the other are the glucogenic. Some of the amino acids are both glucogenic and ketogenic. So ketogenic and glucogenic both are involved in the to fulfill the energy requirement of the body. Of course, the ketogenic do it through the metabolism of lipids, while the glucogenic do it through the metabolism of glucose. And also because some of the glycolytic pathways also leads towards the formation of lipids. So also glucogenic can somehow touch the lipid metabolism also. Then the synthesis of amino acids, one of the very, very common pathways you have seen is the transamination of amino acids, which give rise, for instance, pyruvate. We have seen again and again that pyruvate being converted into alanine. Then there is also amidation, that in which an amine group is added to an amino acid. That is, for instance, aspartate is converted into asparagine. And then there is a synthesis from other amino acids like phenylalanine, you have seen, is converted into tyrosine through the activity of phenylalanine hydroxylase. So this is the overall metabolism of the amino acids. You have amine group, which has to be released and has to be excreted by the urea cycle, and then you have the ketogenic and glucogenic amino acids, which fulfill your energy need. And finally, you have synthesis of the amino acids through transamination, through amidation, and through the synthesis of by the use of other amino acids. Then, of course, as I have already told you, because of the very importance of amino acid, because of the fact that these amino acids become part of the proteins, because of the fact that the accumulation of these amino acids can be very toxic because they have ammonia component, their metabolism is also very important clinically. Let's have a bird's eye view of what we have learned as far as this aspect of the metabolism of amino acid is concerned. We have, for example, methionine, a very important amino acid. It's the first amino acid of any protein, Any protein starts with the methionine, by the way. So it's a source of the methyl group in the metabolism. It's the precursor of the cysteine. Then there's arginine, which you know already that it's a very important component of the urea cycle. It also gives rise to the formation of nitric oxide, which have its own physiological significance. Then there is glutamine, which is formed from the glutamate, and you know that glutamine it carries ammonia in the safest way. It is also precursor of purine and pyrimidines, which we see in the lessons in which we will be talking about the metabolism of the nucleotides. Then there's phenylalanine. You know, it's involved in some very clinically significant diseases, for instance, alkaptonuria or phenylketonuria. Then there is histidine. It is a precursor of histamine, and you know they are very important as far as the allergic reactions are concerned. Then there is tryptophan. It is involved in the serotonin, and there is alanine. We have already told you that alanine is play a very important role in the transportation of and excretion of ammonia, the safe excretion of ammonia in the form of urea. Some of the very metabolic defects and the nature of the metabolic defects we have seen, most of them are big majority are congenital, that is defects because of some genetic disorder, mutation whatsoever, and then they occur from family to family, and it can be point mutations, it can be deletion or splicing errors, and inheritance we have seen is usually recessive. And then these can be treated by dietary restrictions, we have already told you. Then this accumulation of the amino acids because of the inactivity of the enzymes, it can lead to some really physiological disorders, specifically by targeting the central nervous system, some of the symptoms of which is seizures, tremors, and intellectual disability. And one of the very big characteristics of these amino acid metabolism disorders, not all the amino acid metabolism can lead to this, but one of the major is that you have a characteristic smell of the urine. So also, if we see this amino acid metabolism in a bigger picture of metabolism, we know at one hand in our body the lipids are being metabolized. On the other hand, in our body carbohydrates are being metabolized. The major component of metabolism is, of course, the metabolism of carbohydrates. Then there's nucleotides or nucleic acids being metabolized, and of course the amino acids also, and they all interlinked. Specifically, for instance, we can see how amino acids are interlinked with the other metabolic pathways, like we can see here leucine, phenylalanine, tyrosine, lysine, and so on and so forth. They give rise to the formation of acetoacetate, which is sort of give rise to the formation of ketone bodies, and acetoacetate can also then give rise to the formation of acetyl-CoA. In this way, the amino acid metabolism is linked with the Krebs cycle, because you know acetyl-CoA is the entry point of the Krebs cycle. Then similarly, there are other amino acids like proline, histidine, arginine. They give rise to the formation of glutamate, and which can be converted into glutamine, which can be then after deamination converted into alpha-ketoglutarate, again becoming the part of the TCA. Then phenylalanine and tyrosine give rise to the formation of fumarate, becoming the part of the TCA. Then alanine, cysteine, glycine, serine, threonine. Now they are giving rise to the formation of phosphoenol pyruvate, which is a very important component of what we say the glycolytic pathway. In this way, the amino acid metabolism also touch the glycolytic pathway. The phosphoenol pyruvate can be converted into pyruvate, which can convert into acetyl-CoA and become TCA, cycle of TCA, or phosphoenol. From phosphoenol pyruvate, we can move in the reverse direction through the process of gluconeogenesis. And in this way, you can see here that the metabolism of amino acid is not occurring in isolation, as is the case with any other metabolic pathway. So whenever you are talking or learning about metabolic pathways, keep in mind that how at a bigger level this metabolism is occurring, how it is affecting the overall homeostasis, overall physiology of your body. Thank you.